Hi everybody. Um this is my story on how I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Um I was inspired by watching videos on YouTube from other people doing their stories. Um this is my first video, so I'm like really nervous. Um I suffer from anxiety, so it's kind of like, oh boy, I really want to do this. But I figured I might as well get it out there. Maybe I can help somebody. I really believe that knowledge is power, and maybe I can help somebody. But I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia about maybe 3 or 4 months ago. So I am newly diagnosed with it. Um, I believe I've had it a lot longer than that. In 1999, the later part of 1999, I was in a really bad car accident. We hit a van, went down into a ditch, hit a tree stump, and the pin in my seat broke. And I wasn't wearing a seatbelt at the time because it wasn't illegal to do that at the time. And I got thrown forward and I hit my head on the metal beam that runs over the window bleh, the window shield, the beam that went like goes like this. I hit my head on that and got a concussion. I broke 2 or 3 ribs. My ribs were all bruised up. Um Whiplash. I had the worst case of whiplash my chiropractor at the time had ever seen. My jaw was out of alignment. There's just a whole bunch of stuff that had happened to me in this car accident. So, um, after the car accident, I got really severe neck pain, which I have my deer sweater on. See? Deer sweater! It makes me happy to wear my deer sweater. Reminds me of happier times. Good times. So, I like wearing the sweater. But anyways, um, my, from my ear all the way down into my shoulder blade, down my arm, I'd have severe pain. And in the back of my neck, where, your, neck attaches in between your shoulders, I'd get severe pain there too. Um, So every time I complained about it to the doctors or whoever, I'm sorry, I'm sitting on my feet and it's starting to hurt really bad. But anyways, every time I complained about the pain, they're just like, it's okay, it will go away, it's no big deal. The car accident just really messed you up. Give your body time to heal. But it never really went away ever. I was prescribed muscle relaxers and some pretty powerful pain medication. Um, that helped. It would help for a little while, but then I'd go off from it and I'd still have the pain. Um, I remember nights, days where I would just bawl my eyes out because my neck and my shoulder just hurt so bad that crying was the only way to release some of the feelings of the pain, I guess. But so I was just told, give your body time to heal, you'll be fine. 3 years after that, I started having seizures. Uh, and I went to a neurologist. And he kind of just blew me off. We can't get anything to show up on any of our tests. You don't have epilepsy. You don't have this. You don't have that. But as a child, little baby, I had grand mal seizures. So I knew that there was something not quite right. because my mom told me I used to have them when I was a child. And so he pretty much blew me off, told me I was fine. Nothing was wrong with me. He couldn't help me. I was on seizure medication for a year. Um, in the meantime, I kept getting really severe migraines, where the only thing I could do was lay in bed, turn off all the lights. Couldn't have any really, really loud noises, just because my head hurt so bad. All I could do was lay in bed. Um, um, I haven't had a seizure though in about six years now. I was told maybe it was the antidepressant I was on, since I had seizures when I was a kid. My seizure threshold was really low, so when I started taking the antidepressant, it pushed it down even lower. So he's like, maybe that's why. So I took myself off from all the medication I was taking, and that actually helped. I haven't really had any seizures. I haven't really had any problems with any of the anxiety medication I am taking now. So that's good. That's good. But he told me it was either I was either having it because of the antidepressants or because of the car accident. He wasn't sure which, so I just stopped seeing him. Got myself off all the medication. And it started doing better. I pass out too if I'm overstressed. I will I guess it's like a defense mechanism. If I get very, very stressed out, I just boop, pass out and away I go, and it don't last very long, maybe 5 minutes, so that's that. I ended up moving downstate. My husband's mother and father got very ill. And that is like a whole nother subject. I won't even go into that right now. Simply because there's still a lot of legal issues going on with that. So, we ended up moving back here where I'm living at now. Um, and, my blood pressure went out of whack, which I knew was going to happen. So I do have very high blood pressure. It's like, if I'm not on medication for it, it's like 180 over 130, which is really high. It's like I could have a stroke or whatever at any time. So I knew it was high. So when we got insurance, I ended up going back into to see a doctor. We got my blood pressure under control, and I found out that I am hyper K anemic, which pretty much just means that I have my body won't hold on to potassium like it's supposed to. And I've had all these tests done and they all come back fine. There's no reason why my body shouldn't be holding on to the potassium like a normal person's body would. So I found out that I take supplements now. I take some pretty big horse pills, potassium pills, if anybody's ever seen those. I take 2 of them in the day and 1 at night, just so my potassium won't fall too low. When I first found out about it, my potassium was 1.5, which is a very, very dangerously low. And a normal person's supposed to be 4.5. So I was really low on potassium, and I ended up in the hospital for the day, getting pumped full of potassium. So my potassium in my body would return back to normal. And I wouldn't be having all the problems I was having, which it pretty much presented like a stroke. So everybody was flipping out. And I actually had to ride to the hospital in an ambulance. I don't recommend that. Bumpy roads suck in an ambulance. So yeah, that's what happened with that. But my legs also started acting up at that point. My calf muscles down into my knees, my thigh muscles, my feet, my ankles, my toes, started hurting really, really bad. There were times where I just couldn't walk because they hurt so bad. So I'd stay in bed and not walk. I couldn't move. My elbows started hurting, and I've always had the neck pain, shoulder pain, back pain. Actually sleep on the floor now because the floor actually helps keep everything in alignment. So my neck and back actually have not been bothering me half as much as it used to. So I sleep on the floor now. Oh well, gotta do what you gotta do, right? So I sleep on the floor. Um but yeah, the pain in my legs just, oh, it was so bad. And at that time I had tweaked my neck out of place as well. Scrubbing eggs of all things. We have chickens, so we have fresh eggs, but we like washing them before we put them in the refrigerator because they get pretty gross. If you have chickens, you know what I mean. So my feet and legs just hurt really bad. I told my doctor about it, and she's like, "Well, it's probably your potassium is really low, and that's probably what was doing it." But after I got my potassium back up to where it needed to be, my legs, my knees, my thighs, my calves, my toes, my ankles, my elbows, my shoulders, my chest muscles, head, my hair, hurt. Um, so she did all this testing to make sure I did not have like rheumatoid arthritis or some kind of autoimmune disease. But all that test came back fine. So she put me through the tests for fibromyalgia, which there's not a very big test for it, which is just like tender points and ruling out other things. And so she's the one that diagnosed me with fibromyalgia. And I have body pain every day. It depends on the degree of pain that I have. Um, if I go out and walk, spend the day away from the house, it's a lot worse. Moving around is a lot worse. I went out with my husband for a 3-hour hike and found out that I could never do that again because I was in bed for the next 2 days, just in horrible pain. Um, I am not working at the moment because my doctor does not feel it's not worth me going to work and being in pain every day. So she decided to wait on that. Um, oh, what else was I gonna say? Um, I'm actually on a ton of medicine right now, and I have to get it tweaked because it's not helping. It's not helping as well as she was hoping it would help. Um, him having a lot of depression, which is unusual for somebody with fibromyalgia. Plus all the shit I've gone through in the last 4 years has really, really put me in a very bad position, which I said I'll probably make another video about that after the legal stuff is done and over with. If anybody wants to know what I'm on, I'd be happy to do a video about that because, like I said, um, knowledge is power, and maybe I have some kind of medication that you don't have or your doctor hasn't suggested that is actually going to help you. So I'm happy to do that. If anybody wants to know the symptoms that I actually have for fibromyalgia, I can do a video about that. Right now I sprained the muscles in my jaw right here and in my neck underneath my jaw. I sprained all those, or strained them really bad, so I'm on some muscle relaxers and some pretty strong pain medication right now for that. So I look really tired. Plus, I came off from a 2-week flare up, which already, uh, every time I go through a flare up, if it lasts a day or a week and a half like this one has, I'm very exhausted by the end of it, just because of all the pain. So yeah, I get really bad migraines as well now. I had a break from the migraines for about a year and a half, but they have came back in force. Not fun. So anyways, that's pretty much my story of how I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Like I said, I was really nervous to make this video, but Remy M, which is REEMEM, the letter M, has inspired me to do this video. And TheFreyLife, it's a YouTube channel that Mary, she's a young lady, has cystic fibrosis, and I like watching her videos because she kind of makes me laugh. She's pretty funny, very positive person. And I watch ME12 Sings on YouTube as well. She has some great information, and so does Ramy. She has some great information on her site, her YouTube channel as well. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but I will put the links for that in my description box. Something else that's different about me, I chopped my hair off. I chopped it really, really short simply because when it gets really long, I can manage to get it just past my shoulders. But if it gets any longer than that, I start getting really bad migraines, really bad muscle aches in my neck. So when that happens, I chop it all off. So it's really short right now and it gets all poofy. Don't really like it, but I prefer long hair. I used to have hair down to my knees when I was in high school. So yeah. But it helps. It helps my neck, helps my headaches, so I can't really complain about it. Just let it grow out, and when I start hurting again, I'll just chop it off again. But anyways, if you have any questions, any suggestions for another video, or anything like that, let me know, and I shall do it for you. Thank you for listening to me, and don't forget to keep smiling, find humor in everyday things, and treat everybody a little bit better, because you never know what they're dealing with. So, see you later, and goodbye.